I'll just show you my shorts I made from yesterday talking about the console wars. The next video I make, I'll show you the Game and Retro shirts on Tinu, but I was trying to show that the Amazon site was lagging obviously, but I'll show you my shorts. Talking about the console wars right now. Get the next video after this, which to the team will start at that. Yeah. Show you my shorts from the console wars. Here we go. Okay, guys. Here we go. And also the comment on this too. You see my birthday did not looking good for us. Sony, yeah, not looking good. Sony, as far as the first party is concerned, Sony is done. Could be the end of this generation as we know it, because they don't got the first parties. Let me get back to the short. I was wrong about the season 5 update. As far as the season 5 update, I thought it was going to be his last season, but season 5 Reloaded starts in September. Then season 6 starts in October for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. That's his last season. But once Black Ops 6 comes out on October 25th, and Sonic Shadow Generations comes out on October 25th, Sony has no first parties out there at the Black Ops 6. That's it for Sony. Sony is done. Sony is cooked. Because they don't got the first party. No, D1 is going to say, well, Ghost 32 is the first party call. Delta 22 is the first party call. I said, no, that's second party and third party. D1 I said, that's not a first party. And that first party that you mentioned, Ghost 32 Part 2, is a single player game. Single player games are not sustainable. Because what they're spending on these games right now is not fair. It's not fair. Digital or physical, but yeah, you get the idea. Get back to the short. I was the one thing I was wrong about so far. So season 5 Reloaded, after season 5 Reloaded, then season 6, then no more season updates after that. So when Black Ops 6 comes out, October 25th, which is Scorpio season, obviously, that's his last first party on Sony. Pretty much Sony is done because Microsoft owns ABK, Candy Crush, Water Warcraft, pretty much every other game, pretty much, and they got all these Bethesda games as far as the first person, second persons, and third persons, as far as Bethesda is concerned. And they also got the first part and the second part, third part, and the indies and reps coming out during Gamescom. So yeah, get that there. Get back to the short, anyways. Yup. And then season 5 roll starts in September. Then it starts in October. Yes. Season 6 starts in October. Yes. And then season 5 roll starts in September. Yes. But then no more season updates after that. That's it. By the time Black Ops 6 comes out, that's his last first party for Sony. That's it. Then we're going to have to talk to Cousin Kim about this console. Not later, right? Absolutely not. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this, Joseph. Indeed. Sony's last first party is Black Ops 6. Because when Tekken 9, Tekken Tag Team Tournament 3 comes out, Mr. Arata and Mr. Murray, they retire after the next year. Which is the same time John Cena retires from wrestling, on the wrestling games, being in on the cover as well. Next year as well, yeah. And like I said, Mr. Hayden Hurst and the agency that he's working with are taking some serious heat right now because they're putting most of the games to PC. They're trying to start Bungie from the ground up, obviously. Even with Destiny 3 coming out, that might not happen now because Bungie effed up, and then it also Marathon almost messed up. Marathon messed up, Bungie messed up. Because them canceling games too for Bungie and Marathon is not helping this cause. Then Hayden Hurst and the agency currently that's working with him pretty much brought out Bungie. But for what though? They didn't make Destiny 3. They canceled that game too as well. So what was the point of them making the final shape? They wasn't gonna make Destiny 3 Trinity Payback. No, they canceled that, and then Marathon Bungie not doing good right now because all them layoffs. Yeah. But get back to the short. Sony is done. They are cooked Bianca, and then Bungie and Marathon also are done too. So too much because it's all them layoffs pretty much. And these errors that we're in now, they're not helping this cause either as well. I know Demon saying fanboy, I know too much, say, like I said, maybe a fanboy, like I said, but I know what's going on with Sony, because Sony don't have the first party Demon there as well. And I told you this from the beginning. Oh, yes, I know they're coming out, Tekken 9, Tekken Tag Team Tournament 3, Borderlands 4, Borderlands 5, Borderlands 6, all coming out in different times, same month. Obviously, September, Borderlands 4 comes out next month, NBA 2K25 comes out next month, Madden 2025 just came out this week, yesterday, I think. It was supposed to originally came out Friday, but I think a lot of people pre-ordered this to get the game now. But anyways, other games are coming out: NBA 2K26, Madden 2026, Witcher 4: New Saga Begins, The Witcher 0, The Witcher 1 remake, the Yu-Gi-Oh remakes, the Metal Gear remake, Indiana Jones. Those are the Microsoft games that obviously coming. Pentamon 33, several other games that come out in Avowed that comes out February 18th of next year. But then Sony how's Sony gonna make a PS5 Pro? They don't have the first party. They don't have the first parties. I don't think Monty's gonna say Ghost of the first party call. Uh, um, Death Stranding go on Death Stranding is the first party call. So no, that's second party called SIE. And it's both of them. Both of games are single player games, and those single player games are not sustainable. They are not sustainable. No, they want to say fanboy, and know too much. And this was on there. I said, well, you need to call Sony right now because Sony got the first one, including the game you played, Sales Down twice. That's on Microsoft now, officially now. So yeah, get back to the show now. This one. Sony is done. Sony is done, guys. Like I said, they don't got the first parties. Let me tell everybody in all my videos that I made for the past several months, most of last year, going back to when the ABKK started, including last year as well. No, I made a lot of videos last year, a lot of shorts, all through my YouTube accounts in the past decade, obviously, going back to my old account as well. Because I made a lot of videos on that one too, that YouTube channels in the past now. But going to all my videos I made on all three of my YouTube accounts in the past, most of last year and now, currently in August, currently as we approach September, obviously. I've been telling everybody that Sony don't got the first parties. Nobody's listening right now. Everybody thinks Sony's doing okay, and they're not. And I know they're gonna say 61 million consoles sold. I know a lot of people say the console sales are 61 million units. I say, well, why why more than half of those units are still at Best Buy and other stores, huh? That's even with the way also we had too as well, pun intended, pun intended. Nobody's buying the PS4 because nobody can afford it. Unless you're a full-time worker pretty much. But anyways, get back to the short. Sony is cooked. Sony is cooked. Microsoft's won the console. Nintendo was won the console because they're trying to outsell PS2 for their first Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 comes out in the holiday of next year, most likely during Thanksgiving of next year. And that's going to sell the PS2 and Nintendo Switch 1 by a wide margin once it gets up units-wise. But yeah, Sony doesn't have the first parties. No, they won't say fanboy, I know too much, But you gotta call Sony on this because Sony don't have the first party. Then Marathon's about to shut down, Bungie's about to shut down soon enough because they're not gonna be able to make Destiny 3. They canceled the last of its factions multiplayer. They canceled the Marvel Spider-Man 2 multiplayer. They also they're making the Last of Us 3. I already know about that. That's coming out soon enough. But and they're making all these remakes. I told them that your console is a retro station and it's an indie station. And also a second party and third party station because they don't have the first parties no more. Kind of first person and first persons and second person game. They don't have those no more now. Sony's in trouble. Sony's cooked. Sony's done. No, they don't say fanboy, I know too much. I said, well, you need to call Sony right now because they don't got the first party. And you need to call the Rocket Tanaki right now because they don't have the first parties them out there. And then you need to call Hayden Hurst and our agency of this work, the two people that Rocket Tanaki hired currently because they hired when he hired both of them two people are idiots and something. They don't know what they're doing with Sony right now. And they're trying to buy all these studios and they can't do it if they don't got the first part to even port out pretty much. Yeah, you get that idea, But anyways. Cannot wait to play Microsoft on Fire TV. Say I cannot wait. Cannot wait. I know they want to enjoy your third party games. I said, well, they want to say, well, like I said, Microsoft has the first parties. and they got the second parties, and they got the third party, and they got the retro, and they got the indies. I know you want to say the consoles, but you're forgetting why the consoles are that high units wise, counting the 61 million units because of the eras that started the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP, PSP, and the current gen that's out current is the reason why they're outselling them units wise. I know Microsoft's not going to outsell them. They're not worried about the software. They're not worried about the hardware. They're worried about the software. They want to see everybody goes into the ecosystem, counting myself as well. But yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea.
Yep, yep. Also, Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst is the person I just told them on to the call. Also, you should be calling out Hayden Hurst. You should be calling out the agency that's working the current. You should be calling out the agency of Rocky Tanaki as well. Should we call all three of those people out there, Marty? Because them with Sony are not doing good right now. Notice that they're going to show a showcase doing next month, and they're not going to be able to show the showcase. How they going to show the good? They don't got the first party. All they got is the second party, third parties, and retro games, man. Like, come on. You need to call Sony. You need to call out Sony. I should not be the only one calling out Sony on this. I've been calling out Sony all of this year, so and most of last year too, since the beginning of last year started, and the beginning of this year started too as well. But yeah, you get the idea.
The agency is working with them currently is taking some serious heat right now because
Hayden Hurst and the agency, which I told about Diamante as well. And I told everybody in all my videos that I made in the past several months on my new, on my all three of my YouTube accounts, Sony has no first parties coming. And I told Diamante as well, you need to call Hiroki Tsunaki, you need to call Hayden Hurst, you need to call the agency because they don't got the first parties. I know you are playing. I know you are playing first. I play first versus two as well. Even my faults too, pun intended. But you need to call Sony on this. You need to call Sony on this. But yeah, get back to the show.
Bungie and he doesn't know what to do with it right now.
He don't know what to do with Bungie right now because they can't. That's even with them starting for the ground as far as Bungie is concerned. How they gonna make Destiny 3 if they don't have no workers to even make Destiny, no employees to make Destiny? How they gonna do that? Make Trinity payback if they don't got the employees to do that? Damn, well, they gotta answer that question too as well. Yeah.
Bungie right now. It's not even good for Sony
It's
right
not
now.
looking good for Sony right now, guys.
And dude,
Indeed,
damn.
Sony, indeed. It's not looking good for Sony right now. Anyways,
Yeah, so it's like the Sony party, the Sony party, Bungie, they still have, we got no first parties coming on.
get used to it, guys. We got no first parties on Sony right now. All the first parties are on Microsoft now. Sony's known for second parties, third parties, and retro games now. And RPGs, depending on what the RPG is. Get used to it. No first parties. Other than Black Ops 6, the last first party that's going to be on Sony, but once Sony makes that last first party, that's it. Because when they make the next new Call of Duties, including the sequels, continuation from the Part 1 games, including Call of Duty Vanguard 2 as well, those will be on Microsoft. That's what we need to talk to Cousin Ken about these consoles. I know Xbox got no games still. Because as my cousin told you, so got no games. So yeah, games are not your cup of tea. Because they got all the first party and second party, and they got Call of Duty now. And they got Bethesda too as well. Most of Bethesda as far as the first person, the second person, and third person as well. Games you obviously are not your cup of tea. We need to talk to Cousin Ken about this for sure. Because he doesn't want to talk about it, and he's been very quiet about it. We need to talk about this now, right now, right now.
So Bungie Black Ops 6, that's the list.
First party for Sony right now. Okay, after that, you're down to Madden and Naruto Joseph as well. And then once, because they're also trying to make bring the 2K football game. I know you're not gonna buy that one because that's 2K. I'm the only one that plays 2K in this house, as far as football is concerned. I play both studios because EA Sports and 2K also including boxing with a lot of the gloves too as well. But I know he's not gonna buy. My cousin's not gonna buy the 2K because it's 2K. Yeah, I know it's a sports game, but it's not. It's not EA Sports because you don't see the reality in it in football, obviously. But yeah, you get that there. But get back to the show up, anyways.
Sony right now. All we got is second parties.
Third parties and retro games, and RPGs, depending on what the RPG is. But yeah,
There's some retro games pretty much. But somebody just went third party now because
Sony just went third party now because they don't have the money to buy studios, and it's important that most of the games are PC. And we told everybody in all my bills, including Devontae and Joseph, this too as well. But they're going to enjoy your third party games, guys. I say, well, Devontae. Until you call out Sony right now, nobody will be getting the PS5 right now, and I can't afford it. Like I said, But we need to talk to Cousin Ken about this stuff because he's been very quiet about this, and we need to talk now. Because this is getting way out of hand. You maintain a low profile, and that's not good, bro. And a lot of people are gonna get tired of that after a while because you don't want to talk about this. You think Sony's doing fine, they're not. Sony's doing an absolute trouble. They are the disaster right now, absolute dumpster fire right now. They can't catch a play right now. They're porting the games to PC. They're remaking every game, putting the Yu-Gi-Oh remakes, the God of War remakes, the God of War Egypt. That's not a remake for that one. That's new. God of War Egypt. That's new. Borderlands 4, Borderlands 5. Down the games I honestly play the most, including the new Call of Duty. Even my falls in that game too as well. And then also Street Fighter 6, Super Street Fighter 6, no Street Fighter 7. And if they make another Naruto game, they're gonna probably remake the trilogy again and the Naruto remake. They're probably gonna remake that too. They're probably gonna make Shu 1, 2, 3 remake. They're probably gonna make a lot of remakes for every game, including the Yu-Gi-Oh games, because it's starting from the ground of the new era now. Cause we're in a different era now. We need to talk to Cousin Ken right. Talk about cousin. We need to talk to Cousin. We need to talk to Cousin Ken about these calls right now. Right now. Absolutely right now. Cause this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Cause we're in a different era. We're not in 2014 when you can't use old articles from Microsoft no more. You need to use better articles and stop using old ones. But anyways.
They don't have the main first parties anymore. Microsoft has it.
Microsoft has the first parties. Sony doesn't have the first parties. And even my cousin buys the microtransfer, and everybody buys the microtransfer for the seat battle passes. You're only funding me and John. So thank you.
Right. And they split 50 with Bethesda as of a while ago, so they own Bethesda and ABK as well. As
And Candy Crush as well. They also ABK, Candy Crush, uh, um, all the Bethesda, maybe not all the Bethesda, but most of the Bethesda obviously. And Gamescom is next week, which I'll be able to watch on YouTube as well. Cannot wait to see Gamescom. But yeah.
which is the first person in Call of Duty as well.
The next Call of Duties are coming out. They're coming out in 2025 after this one. Because when Black Ops 6 comes out, that game could be free for that game could be free for PlayStation Plus once the game becomes a year old. Found out through rumors and leaks that Black Ops could be a free to play game for PlayStation Plus eventually once the game becomes a year old. Also, comment on that too. Sony's known for second party, third party, and retro games. They don't have the first parties. Sony's in absolute trouble. We need to talk to Cousin Ken about this right now, because this is getting way out of hand. The main channel probably thinks Sony's doing okay. The console sound, the console sound. I said, well, bro. Think about the eras that started too. PS1 era, PS2 era, PS3. I had all of them. Well, PS2 I shared with my aunt. I was PS3. I had PS4. I had every console but the new one, and I can't afford the new one right now because I prefer to play Microsoft on Fire TV Stick. It's the reality now. I'm in now, but yeah, get back to the short.
Yep.
Yep,
Broke tonight is the agency of
restart the short, obviously, but yeah.
they own Bethesda and
They own
ABK.
ABK. They own Candy Crush. They own a lot of the main first persons as well. And if they buy Ubisoft, which I don't know if they buy Ubisoft, but if they buy Warner Brothers and Ubisoft, Square Enix, that's a wrap for Sony right there too as well. Because Sony can't afford to keep up with those steals for all the games concerning even Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out later on this year. But yeah,
Which
back
is
to the
another
short.
in Call of Duty as well. As Edwards is concerned as well. Yep.
Uh huh.
Broke tonight is the agency of who also heard the agency of Hayden Hurst. So we're taking some serious heat.
Taking some more heat right now because they don't have the first parties, and they walked into a mess that Jim Ron obviously left, and now they can't clean it up right now because they're taking heat and they might lose their jobs too as well. Yeah.
Broke tonight he retires this year as well.
Yeah, Rocky Tanaka retires. He turned 70 this year, upcoming 1954. But anyways, because once they make the last first party for Sony and make it part of PlayStation Plus eventually, that's a wrap for Sony. Because they don't got the first part, all they know for second part and third parties in retro games, and they're down. If they plays Naruto, they're down in Naruto and Madden and 2K football once they reinstate that. But yeah, get back to the short. But anyways,
With Hayden Hurst in the A series, will probably take some serious heat for Bungie and Marathon. Serious trouble. Yeah.
yup, Bungie and Marathon in serious trouble. Even with Destiny 3 looming pod, that's if it gets to a Destiny 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. The true end game, if it gets to those remaining Destiny games, but it could be better, it might not happen because they laid off a lot of employees from Bungie and Marathon. Bungie and Marathon are in serious trouble, guys. Serious trouble. Sony's in more of trouble right now because of those two studios being a disaster right now, Bungie and Marathon. But anyways, damn Sony and did it again. Okay, guys, short right there.
The guys in Bungie are supposed to stay forever.
Get used to it, guys. I said it again in this short too. We got no first parties at the Black Ops 6 con. That's the last Call of Duty you're gonna see because when the next new Call of Duties come out, and the sequels come out, and the trilogies come out, the one that Call of Duty represents space and Ghost, False Infinite Warfare 2, Advanced Warfare 2, Ghost 2, Vanguard 2, Black Ops 2 remake, Black Ops 7. Once that comes out, but Black Ops Cold War Part 2, continuation from Part 1 years later, obviously. That's a reference Sony because they buy out Warner Brothers and buy out Square Enix by the time Games Conquer. That's a wrap for Sony. That is a wrap. Because Square Enix don't have own Sony doesn't own Square Enix for the games no more. They're putting the games everywhere pretty much. When you talk to Cousin about these console wars now, 'cause this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that I kept it with all my sources and most important sources, and I have every source to say why Sony is failing right now and flopping right now. But anyways,
They call these Black Ops 6 always first part for Sony. You know, it's cross-gen every console pretty much.
uh huh.
Also, no good for Marathon.
It's not looking good for Marathon and Bungie because Marathon and Bungie are in a serious hole right now, money wise. As far as Marathon and Bungie is concerned, they might not even make the Destiny 3. Hell, they might not be make any game that involves multiplayer pretty much. Even if it gets to Destiny 3, 4, 5, and 6 eventually. Claws way, obviously, and this is not looking good for Sony. Not looking good for Sony right now. Sony is failing and flopping right now. Some of the games that are unfinished are being rushed right now. Even the games are coming out before they do date, but anyways.
Hey, that's my alone that if they refine Bungie again.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst might ruin it by restarting Bungie from the ground up again. He might ruin it because he bought him again for additional money, and they didn't even make Destiny 3, which was probably kind of as Trinity Payback, and now that could be on the way. Possibly if they make Destiny 3, 4, 5, and 6, all this might be on the way now because Hayden Hurst walked into this situation in the agency that he's working with currently that are working to not hire currently. Both those people that he hired currently are working to not get hired currently are in serious trouble right now because he hired two idiots and simpletons and they don't know what they're doing for our CEOs and they're not considered they're terrible CEOs, terrible CEOs. We need to talk to us again about these console wars now, but Microsoft they believed in generations though and did. Yeah.
Pretty much. Also, the agency he's working with Hayden Hurst, so he's also an idiot and simpleton.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst and the agency CEO that's working on the current idiots and simpletons. Because they don't know what they're doing. They walked into the banner, they walked to the Jim Ramos that obviously he left them in the dust pretty much. Now he's retired. I got him to retire as of March 20. He's been gone for almost 5 months, going on 6 months. At half the year he's been gone now. It won't be a whole year until March of next year once which marks his 1 year anniversary of his retirement. But yeah. So
Because now they run Marathon and Bungie now. And Bungie will never be the same.
Bungie and Bungie and Marathon will never be the same ever again. Now that Sony effed up that studio, ruining that studio, but all those layoffs, and then Marathon being ruined by them too because they ruined Marathon Falls and they delayed some of their games too or canceled them because obviously they didn't have the money to make those games but for Marathon. But yeah,
Might not happen. Yeah.
might not happen. Destiny 3 might not happen, which would not be good for Destiny. But if they placed Destiny 1, Destiny 2, obviously, and Destiny 3 potentially if it ever came out, they canceled it. They canceled it possibly, and it's not looking good for Sony. But anyways,
Not good for Sony right now.
sure ain't.
Also, Sony is going officially third party, obviously.
Sony is officially gone third party now. Officially, just remember that memory for Microsoft. Just remember Microsoft's number one all day long, because they had to buy Apple too. If it wasn't for Apple, if it wasn't for Microsoft getting brought up by Apple, Apple was bankrupt. Apple was bankrupt because they was about to go out the phone industry, like in electronic industry. Apple was about to be broke and bankrupt. Microsoft had to buy them out, so Microsoft had to save Apple's ass again, and did. Anyways.
First party, only got second party, third party, and retro games.
Second party, third party, and retro games.
The next console, the next one comes over and the first party. So
And the PS5 Pro, how are they gonna make a PS5 Pro? That doesn't make sense to make a PS5 Pro. You know, I hyped it up. I was like, they don't got the first part. They don't got the first parties. But anyways,
talk that
it talked that crap when it kind of had Microsoft playing on Fire Tuesday. I back it up. And I finish games. I'm like another person I know that don't finish games, but you already know who I'm talking about. But anyways,
even kind of having the games.
uh huh. Okay, guys, one more short right there. There we go. Here we go.
Good news from Microsoft. Microsoft, they might buy Warner Brothers and Square Enix.
They might buy Warner Brothers, guys. If they buy Warner Brothers and Square Enix, that's a wrap for Sony. That's a wrap for Sony, for sure. Because if they do buy Warner Brothers, like I said, then I'll be able to finish those Batman games on Game Pass Ultimate. All three of them, if I can. Most like the first two first, and Arkham Origins as well, and I'll be able to finish. And then also, they buy Square Enix at Gamescom. That's a wrap for Sony. That's a wrap. It means they'll have Final Fantasy on Microsoft. You know, Final Fantasy is going to be everywhere as far as consoles concerned, as far as the games, Final Fantasy games are concerned. That's going to be a wrap for Sony regardless. They make it every game multi-platform. Now, multi-platform is like, and I made a difference for this. Yup. Anyways.
If they do that, then the Batman games, all my Fall of Legacy is safe pretty much.
Fall of Legacy is safe. All the Batman games being on Microsoft. All three of them are on there. Arkham Knight's still on there currently, but once they add Arkham Origins, from 2012 and 2013, they add Return to Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. That's a wrap for Sony. And they might have just took Mortal Kombat 1 in the process. They bought that game, for all the Mortal Kombat, including the ones that defied the new era perimeter. That's a wrap for them. Only for that game to me, he's going to be down to Tekken. As far as playing the fighting games and try to grind you online pretty much, because Mortal Kombat's going to be owned by Microsoft as well. I know Dim I'm saying, don't too much, It's like, well, you need to call Sony right now. We did. Because Jim Ryan's been gone for 5 months now, Dim and I told you this before. And I say it again. Dim they don't got no first parties. They don't have this. They only got second party, third parties, and retro game. That's all they got currently. And single player games, but those single player games are not sustainable. But anyways.
Could be told to Sony because Sony, because when the Final Fantasy no more later, the Square Enix might be owned by Microsoft by the time
Gamescom is next week. Yup, and I'll be watching that on YouTube as well. But if they buy Warner Brothers and Square Enix and any other studio, including the games I was playing S Mode, that's a wrap. So the best I'm playing those Game Pass on S Mode, because S Mode was an indie studio and a retro studio. Games I told John about, including the head-to-head games and head games. If I'm best I get those free for the games, but I'll be playing those S Mode games for sure. Getting all the game score, get my game score as high as possible once I finish the Warner Brothers games first. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge first, but yeah, you get the idea. But anyways.
it's Sony, loses Warner Brothers, Microsoft buys them out, and Square Enix.
That's a wrap for Sony if they buy Warner Brothers and Square Enix. And the other studios, but if they buy out the rest of the studios, including Ubisoft, that's a wrap for Sony. Sony is done, regardless.
That could go right for Sony right there as well, because Sony doesn't have the money to buy studios like Microsoft and buy Warner Brothers.
Pretty much. They don't have the money to buy any other studio. Sony doesn't have the money to buy any other studios, pretty much. They are done. They're in the negative right now, money-wise.
And also buy Square Enix as well, yes. This is so for
Sony right now, indeed, man.
Sony could be out of the
Console industry. For sure. Alright, guys. Sorry, the video was longer than anticipated. But yeah, drop a like on my content pretty much. You already know where to find me. Roll Hut 6, Roll Hut Podcast, Spring Power 8, versus Power 8, nickname under it. Xbox versus Sony, Xbox versus Sony Podcast. Yeah. Make sure you follow me on all three of my YouTube accounts, please. Thank you. This is getting way out of hand, John.